I'm sorry, I thought I heard someone ask why their hair is even frizzier in the summer.
Besides the obvious.
I'm here with solutions. What's good, everybody? Or should I say, what's bad, everybody? Today, we are here to continue the conversation around the ongoing hair struggle that is a lack of definition and ultimately fuzzing frizz. Now, according to science, 90% of the frizz caused during the season is from sweat, swimming, and sun damage. And the other 10% is caused by styling that perpetuates 100% of the problem that is frizz. Now, while we're not here to do math, we are here to style. And I, your main girl, have got some solutions for you to fight these things that we cannot control, but that we can manage with these tips and tricks. So if your hair is dry and feeling fried, have no fear. Your main girl Mell is here. Let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so we're just gonna jump right into our first reason, that is sweat. Why is it that as we sweat, our roots lose definition, our strands at the nape of our neck become matted and crazy, and we just can't get our hair to hold its curl shape? That's because we're too busy getting into shape. It is no secret that we tend to be a little bit more active in the summer, and our hair is quite active as well. How many times on a daily basis in the hot heat are you doing this? And then this, and then this. Boom, bam, bam. How many times? Probably a lot. And let me work this out for you. The more and more we mess with our hair and touch it throughout the day, the more it's going to get frizzy. We must always try to take a hands-off approach when it comes to our hair. So what can we do then? What can we do to hold our hair in place a little bit longer throughout the day? My first tip is to actually use more hold. We get hold from using products like gel, mousse, hairspray, pomades, pastes, and you may notice that some of these products may make your hair feel a little bit crispy, but that is actually what we're looking for. Having extra hold in our hair is not just going to help keep it in its shape while we are switching it up and moving it around and working out, but it's also going to help defend against humidity. Now, you may be thinking, I am in a climate with hot and dry summers, but when your body is emitting sweat, you are basically a walking humidifier. But in our sweat, there's also salt, and salt can be drying on the hair, especially if it's going to dry in the hair. It can make your scalp irritated. It can make your hair feel really brittle and crunchy. So whenever we are styling, we do want to make sure that we are using some sort of leave-in conditioner, always, for everyone. There is one out there for everyone. And then set your style in place with something that's going to give you hold, like those products that I mentioned. Now, besides piling up product, do tie up your hair with satin and silky accessories. That way it is away from your sweatiness. And since those materials do not rough up your hair and cause as much frizz either, if you are using these accessories paired with products that provide a lot of hold, all that sweat is going to be sorry that it ever tried to cross you, okay? But finally, the last thing you might want to do if you are really sweaty is give yourself a light shampoo using a co-wash to wash your hair, rinse out all of that salty, sweaty gunk that can irritate your scalp and dry out your hair, just so it doesn't build up. Now let's dive in to our next reason, swimming. If you are a swimmer of the pool and sea variety, then I hope that you are practicing clarifying. Swimming in pool water that is chlorinated, or even the sea, which is very salty, is both going to be extremely drying on the hair. Dryness leads to frizz. And so there's a few things that we can do. Number one, if you are going to be swimming, protect your hair beforehand. There are usually freshwater fountains and faucets and showers near pools or by oceans for you to rinse yourself off in. And I do recommend that you utilize these things. If your hair is already wet, it'll be much less likely to absorb the contents in the sea and in the pool. For example, a dry sponge is going to be much more absorbent than a wet sponge. Overly porous hair is going to absorb much more when it is dry compared to when it is wet. So when styling, to prevent your hair from getting dry while you are swimming, Make sure that your hair is nice and hydrated, and then really coat it up with a protective layer of some sort of occlusive agent. Keep coconut oil with you, especially before you go in the water. It's gonna prevent the pool water from getting into your strands, and honestly, slather it up. Cheers. This can be pure coconut oil. It could be your favorite hair serum. It could be anything that is going to seal your hair and hopefully help to protect it from letting any of the water that we don't want in. The other thing is styling your hair in an actual protective style that will prevent it from getting tangled. Once you're greased up, your strands are already prepared, but if you want to keep them tangle free, I do recommend braiding. Our hair can get very tangly, especially if your hair is curly or even just finer textures, chemically treated textures. So keeping the hair up in a braid, maybe two, maybe a few, keeping it together in a type of braided style will prevent it from getting tangled, making it much easier to detangle and much easier to smooth any conditioning products over top. But I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to pile conditioner over your hair after swimming without rinsing that water off. So you always want to give yourself a shampoo with a proper clarifying chelating shampoo that will remove buildup and minerals from the chlorine and even from the calcium buildup in the ocean off of your hair, because buildup on top of buildup on top of buildup is only going to cause more and more frizz, because it will prevent your hair from letting the true hydration in, which is what we want from our favorite hair products, which also protect us from the third thing that gives us lots of frizz this season, and that is a lack of UV protection. Sun damage is a very real thing for everyone who has hair on their head top. Sun damage is not our friend for our skin or our hairs. It depletes our hair of its natural lipids. It also ruins our hair color, both natural and colored hair, and will make the hair dry and brittle, which also makes it look frizzy. So what do we do about this? We make sure that we prep it always with some sort of products that do provide UV protection. There are so many out there. I have quite a few hundred favorites that you have seen me use throughout this channel. Different types of formulas for every single hair type. It is super important that we use these UV protecting products and also reapply them as needed when we go out in the sun to prevent this sun damage that causes frizz. So one more time, the solution to almost all of these frizzy problems that we have seen from sweat, swimming, and sun damage is styling our hair with a leave-in product that is conditioning and also has UV protecting filters, using lots of gel, using satin accessories to hold up our hair when we need it, and sealing our hair from the things that we don't need, like chlorine. If you do these things, plus regularly clarify your hair and deep condition as needed, you will absolutely be in control of your summertime frizzy hair. I know it. You know it too. You know what to do. So without further ado, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I hope that you do, and I hope to see you in future videos. Let me know what you would like to see in the comment section below, and I'm happy to bring those videos to you. If you want to see more videos like this, I have a full playlist dedicated to fighting the bad frizz, because not all frizz is bad frizz. But I digress. You can check out that playlist to see more tips and styling tricks. And if you have more questions, then leave them in the comment section below. I wish you a hot curl summer. Peace. Ooh, that was refreshing. Hi. I'm Mell Woods. You're gonna have a lip slip. I'm not. Large and in charge. I think I look like shit, but let's do it. Get the sweat away from me. Sweat has got me hella salty. Salty? Literally. Our sweat was just salty to our hair. It's salty. Wow. Ow. I don't mean to scare you. I know that I just melt you, and this is crazy, but I am melting, and my hair is frizzy. Hey.